Hi guys, Creative Lori here. I wanted to talk about a little bit about what I stockpile for January for a few months. Like I buy starting November, December, and a little bit in January to stockpile for the winter months. I usually buy all of this when it's on sale, and I try to remember to buy it, as I'm shopping for Christmas gifts and whatnot. But they're super important items to me, and you can just kind of translate the items that maybe aren't exactly your taste to what you need. But we'll go ahead and start here on the left. I do buy, I'll talk about this one in a second, cocoa, and this is 100% natural, unsweetened. My dad got me one for my stocking stuffer, and then I had already bought another one. He knows me so well. And then I got another, like the Baker cacao, semi-chocolate cacao squares for baking, because I often make, I would say through maybe early spring, I like to make like brownies and these cookies that I make with the cocoa and black beans. And then I use, most of the time, applesauce, which I'm out of, for eggs as an egg substitute, or banana. You can do either. And so I used to be vegan. I'm vegetarian. Well, really pescatarian, which is I eat a little bit of fish every now and then. So I try to eat more whole foods. And it was from the 99-cent store. I couldn't believe how cheap it was for 4 ounces. And I think, let me look at this. Yeah, it's just, so they get it, oh, funny. They get it from, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it's processed here in the U.S., but they get the cocoa from Nayarit in Mexico, which I lived there for a summer, which was awesome. It's like a coastal town. It's just a tiny, tiny town, which is funny. It's like a coastal town, so I didn't know there was cocoa there. Anyways, I got these from the 99-cent store, but you can get 100% natural anywhere like that. But all of this was from the 99-cent store, which was a deal because they normally run anywhere from like maybe $1.99 to like maybe $3.99 at Walmart. So that was a good deal. So when I see it, I get it. This here, it's called raw maca powder. It's organic. And it's really good if you're into like health shakes. The maca root is like magical. It's really good for your health. I won't go too much into it. If you're interested, look it up. It's maca, M-A-C-A. So I always make sure I have some of that on hand. And you can use it in various things, but like your oatmeal or whatever. And then I also get this one from the same company. It's raw organic cacao powder. And it's good for your health as well. When it goes on sale, I do get it. And it's called Ogio. Anyway, so those are 2 like more expensive items for sure, but they last me a long time. I do get some dried fruits because I put them in my protein bars that I make from scratch. So I get cranberries, plums, and I just like chop up the plums, and blueberries. Well, they're actually dried cranberries with the blueberry juice. Wasn't thrilled about that because I know they put a lot of sugar in it. And then just some more cranberries, and this is figs. I chop those up also. Those are nice in the salad, really nice. And then the next thing is my flour. I do a lot of baking in the holiday season, but for my own baking, like I use coconut flour or almond flour. And coconut flour, this is the cheapest I found. It's from the 99-cent store. There was this brand, which is organic, and then this brand, also organic, and it is 8 ounces, which is a really good price when I priced it out like on Amazon and all those places. So that was a good deal. So I have 3 of them right now, plus a little bit in here in my little mason al jar, which I love. So I do use that flour quite a bit if I'm baking or making cookies, that kind of thing for myself and my dad and I. Then I use, obviously, some oats. I used to buy the expensive, like, Irish steel cut oats, but it's just getting too expensive. So I get these from the 99-cent store, and I can make a ton of protein bars with this. So 99 cents, you can't beat that. And they're not the quick oats, or they're not the instant oats. They're just regular oats. Quick oats. Okay, they're quick oats, but not the instant. When things go on sale, like these fudge brownies, the gingerbread, I told you I got those in a haul for the coming up, holiday, like Valentine's Day, excuse me. And I got these little chocolates, these milk chocolate stars, and these Andes Toffee Crunch Thins. I get them when they're on sale so that I have them for Valentine's Day for my dad and nephew. And then I make these into like little rounds, really soft gingerbread rounds, and a loaf. And then I put like some cream on top. Like you can do either icing or like whipped cream. Now I'm trying to get away from processed again. I would never buy any of this stuff for years, but I've gotten a really bad habit. So I'm just going to use this stuff up, guys, and then I will go cold turkey. I'm weaning myself. So, because it really is hard. You start to when you detox, you're starting to feel it. It's like not having coffee and you're having headaches and such, because you're detoxing from all the junk that's in these prepackaged items. So, okay, after this, I'm done. I admit I will be done, because I can feel it. I can feel the difference in my joints and my allergies and everything else. So I get migraines every now and then again, so it's not worth it. But anyways, I will be making those things from now on from scratch, because the brownies are so easy to make from scratch, by the way. I mean, you just use the cocoa I showed you and the coconut flour. So easy. And I was just being lazy and I bought that. So, but I'll be making some Valentine's goodies with those and giving them away to neighbors so they can eat those. That's so terrible. Okay, next thing. I get coconut. The dollar store has a decent price on coconut, but I feel like Walmart probably a little bit better packaging, or bigger package, and it's fresher, it seems like, and it was a little bit cheaper. So either or, I use coconut in my protein bars, and I love it. And if I buy salmon, which is so rare, maybe twice a year, if that, then I like to put coconut on top and make it like a crusted salmon. It's like a southern dish. So good. I make sure I always have coconut milk. This is my last can, so I'm getting nervous because I cook with it all the time. I put it with my curry and lentils and beans, legumes, my stir fries, if I want it in my coffee. I mean, it's so good for you guys. And, I like to get the light. So, and you have to shake it before you open it. So good for soups, especially if you're not really into like legumes, beans, then if you add a little bit of that and spices, like either curry or turmeric, you're gonna love it. And it's a good way to cook for Asian cooking. They use it a lot. Indian, Middle Eastern, and I cook all of those ways. So okay, next thing is, since we're on the coconut kick, I just got this the other day, and it's unrefined coconut oil, which I use for everything. I use it on me for my face as a moisturizer. I cook with it. I put it on my dog. He has a lab. You know how they get those crackly elbows? So I put this on there. If he licks it off, which he doesn't, he can't reach his elbows, but it's fine for his skin. It's really, you know, good for his skin. I don't know if she's a subscriber, but her channel name, or her name is Soulful Mama. She was telling me that she uses this for a ton of things too. Toothpaste, rubs, and then polish, furniture polish, which, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't think of that, but I had an herbalist. She's studying to be an herbalist, but the herbalist that lived with me for a very short time, super awesome, he would use this in his hair too, and he always smelled so good. So, gosh, you could do so much with this. I put it in my coffee. It's good for your brain. All right, next thing. I don't use regular sugar, bleached white sugar. I get the pure cane sugar, which is, as you can see, it looks kind of tannish, and it's still processed sugar in a way, but it's not like the white sugar, so it's a little better for you. And I keep this on hand if I do a little bit of baking, and when my dad comes over, he likes a little bit of sugar in his coffee, so I always have that in this little mason jar here, which he knows to make his coffee with, and that's what I use it for. And that was at the 99-cent store for 2 pounds, and then this was $6.99. It's unrefined, meaning virgin. That's what you want. Okay, let's go over here. All right, I'm down to just 1 can of pumpkin. This is not sweetened or anything, so I put this in my shakes sometimes. I cook with it in my soups. I'll put that. I'll put chunks of real pumpkin or squash or zucchini with my legumes. Pumpkin is really good for inflammation, and it's also antibacterial, a natural antibacterial food. So sometimes I'll give it to my dogs and my cats. I'll mix it in with their wet food. Some of them like it, some of them don't. But the ones who like it will finish it off. So that's funny. I'm laughing and the camera's jiggling. I don't know if that's my belly or or my hand. Okay, so I use this a lot, like I said, for me, for the cats, the dogs. It's really good anti-inflammatory and an antibacterial food. Then I also get natural peanut butter. This isn't the one I love to get. I like to go to Whole Foods and get their 365, their brand. It's probably one of the best that I found out there because it doesn't have palm oil, which is so, it's not bad for us, but it's bad what they do to the orangutans that live in the palm tree areas. I mean, if you watch the video, guys, I hope you would never buy another item that has palm oil. And it's in a lot of stuff, cookies, peanut butters, all of that. So read your labels. It's really sad, really sad. Okay, this only has peanuts and a little bit, 1% or less of salt. So I feel okay with that. I normally buy raw peanut butter, like not roasted, but sometimes in a rush, I get this, and I didn't have time to go to Whole Foods. It's not close to me, so I just go to Walmart and get that, and it's okay, but you really should eat raw nuts. That's the best thing for you. All right, the next thing that I always stockpile, because I have to have it, or it's kind of like when you're hangry, hungry and angry, same thing. I have to have some coffee, or I feel like I'm gonna die. I don't even drink that much. I drink like 4 to 6 ounces a day, but I have to have a little bit just to, I don't know, make my day. I really don't need it for mental clarity anymore like I used to, but anyways, I just enjoy it. It just kind of gives me a little pep in my step in the morning. So I bought all of these at the 99-cent store. I bought like 10 of them, but I gave some out for gifts, and I think I have these 4 left. There's the Cafe de Ola. I think it means cinnamon in Spanish. I don't remember. Gosh, that's terrible. I don't know that. Okay, then I have the breakfast blend and medium roast, which is organic, and then another medium roast. They were 50 cents. They were half off. So I like stocked up and made my dad go to his store and get some too. So I bought them out. So I'm stocked on coffee. Plus I have, let me go over here. That's Bobcat. Get down, buddy. Yeah. Thank you. He listens actually a lot better than the rest. Okay. So I got this for Christmas for my sister. It is a Harry and David, which I love. And it's the white chocolate cranberry coffee. And it's whole beans, so I'll be blending or grinding that. And it was originally $13.99, but I believe she got it for, she either got it on sale or part of a basket that her mother and father-in-law gave her. So I was like, thank you. And then she also got me this one, and my dad one too. It's just, this is Java Time coffee. Oh, and I think it's a medium roast. Well, just as Arabica, which is most of them are. So I don't know what roast this is. Probably a medium, but it was a 1 pound bag that she got at Grocery Outlet. And she said it was an amazing price, so she had to get some. So she got me one, she got her one, a friend, my dad. So I was super thankful because we like to have our coffee on hand. I always have a pot brewing. My dad is around. We just have it. It's nice to have. Okay, so the next thing, okay, my beans. I stockpile my beans because, as you know, I eat a lot of legumes. So I usually mix them and I'll put them in like a little mason jar like this one, my little owl one. And it's just got lentils, black beans, fava beans, garbanzo, split pea. The yellow ones, I don't know what they call those. They look like corn, but I don't remember what they call them. There's no pinto in here, but they have, it's like 6 or 7 beans, and I put them in the crock pot. So I probably do maybe like half of this in my crock pot, and that's like a meal every single night, and for lunch maybe for 5 or 6 days for me. So I've got split pea in here, which, you know, I've showed you I keep in my little 3-tier magnolia wire basket thingy. And I have a whole thing of lentils because lentils are quick and easy to cook on the stove. They cook really quickly, but these you really have to cook in a crock pot. Here's some black beans, pinto, those yellow ones, which I don't know what they're called. And that's it. So I'm kind of semi running low, but that will last me probably till the end of maybe, well, I would say the end of January for sure, and partially through February. And then I usually just eat brown rice, and I buy like maybe 1 to 2 bags a month, just depending. And I'm out of it. I'm getting low. I get the jasmine brown. And the brown rice is the best for you. If you guys don't know, the shell on the outside of the brown rice is what they shuck, like an oyster, I guess, in processing the rice, and they make it white rice. That's why you don't want white rice. You want the brown rice. You want that shell. So I need some brown rice and some... this is the last bit of nuts that I have, guys. I can't believe it. But I make so many protein bars that they go quickly. So this was a stocking stuffer from my dad. And there's no salt or anything on them. But I think, yeah, they're roasted. But I usually get unroasted everything. Or sometimes I get blanched almonds. But I usually buy my nuts online through Amazon, or I go to the produce section at like grocery stores, and they have those big bags of like walnuts, shaved walnuts, or pecans, you know, for like it's kind of, I don't know why they put them there, but they also have them in the cooking area, like baking area, but they're more there. So go to your produce area and get them. It's cheaper. Like this is expensive. And I feel bad that my dad spent the money on that, but okay. And then the other thing, so like back here, as you can see, I have a whole bag of unbleached flour, and I used a little bit of it through, for Christmas baking. I had bought, like I had another half bag and then that, and I still have all of that bag left. And then that granulated white sugar, which I don't normally use either of these. And then back here, let's see, is brown sugar. I don't use any of that. It's really rare. So I'm going to try to like maybe make some breads and then give them away as gifts, for the holidays, like loaves of bread. It does, whenever you use regular flour, it does rise very nicely, I admit. And maybe I'll make some like sugar cookies or whatever. The brown sugar, I'll use a little more than the white sugar. The white sugar is just, to me, it's processed and I don't use it. But the last thing are spices. I stockpile on spices like you would not believe. So I get this one at Grocery Outlet. As you can see, I'm out. This was $2.79. This is the last bit that I have. And it is by far the best mixture I have ever found. It has, let's see if it'll focus. Carrots. I'll read it. Carrots, onions, sweet potatoes, green bell peppers, red bell peppers, and parsley. Oh my gosh, guys, it is so good. The flavoring of those, ingredients in like your bean, like a multi-bean soup, when I make beans in a crock pot, it's amazing. But I put it in my rice. I put it in pasta. I don't eat a lot of pasta, but when I do, I put it in my hummus. It is so good. So as you can see, I've used this in like a month. That's how much I use. The other thing that I get dried in a lot of is parsley. And this was also from Grocery Outlet for, it was cheap. I think $1.99, which is amazing because, the little containers are more than that. And this is 1.5 ounce. Yeah. And parsley is good for your blood. It helps detox your blood, cleanse your blood of any toxins, like if you're taking medications or cold medicine throughout the season, or maybe you had a little more to drink than you anticipated through the holidays, have a ton of parsley, have some cilantro. Same idea. It's the same idea. You can get cilantro dried as well, or you can get it fresh. I prefer it fresh. I don't like fresh parsley. It's a little too pungent for me. But same idea. So eat it as often as you can. It's really good for you. Then the last spice that I stockpile on, but I am running out of it dangerously low. And they have it on sale right now at Grocery Outlet. It's 2 pounds, and it was $9.99, and now it's $6.99. So it went down. Okay, that's all that I have left, guys. That's not good. So I need to go and get some. It's turmeric, and I'm going to have 2 pounds. So what I'll do is I'll split it with my dad and put it in these jars or a mason jar and give to him. We put it in our eggs. We put it in our soups, our stir fries, our rice, pasta, soups, anything you can think of to put it in, because it's really good for your brain. Really good for your brain. My mother died of Alzheimer's and dementia. Turmeric, I felt like that and coconut oil and curry slow down the process. If you want, look at the statistics for Alzheimer and dementia in those countries that have these spices. It's extremely low. Okay, Curry is another one, good for your brain. And I'm getting kind of low with that too, so I need to buy like a big bulk bag of it because this is more pungent. If you don't like the taste of curry, guys, then go with turmeric because it doesn't have the taste or smell like curry, and it's just as good for your brain as curry. So just a little tip. And then the last thing that I buy in bulk, and I used to only be able to buy it online like through Amazon, is the Himalayan salt. Now, Himalayan salt, I'm good for now because a little bit goes a long way. But it has a slight pink tinge to it. And I used to buy it on Amazon. It was so much more. Now I can get like a 1 pound bag, I believe, at the 99-cent store. And it's the same thing. It's the Himalayan salt. Let's see if you can see. Yeah. So salt-wise, if you guys are having a problem with your cholesterol or whatever, this is really good because it's the lowest sodium salt out there. So I started using it for my mom because she had high blood pressure and she was diabetic. So I cooked everything from scratch. So this is by far the best tasting. There's that gray salt, ocean salt out there too. And it's okay. It's not bad, but I think this was lower in sodium. So I'm good for now, but they do sell at the 99-cent store, and they sell like the small containers like this at the Dollar Tree. And that is Garage Kitty. Get down, girl. Okay, last thing, guys. Hang in there with me. Paprika. I got these. This is a nice size. It's 3.5 ounces. I got it at Grocery Outlet for 50 cents. And I use paprika on everything. This is good for your kidneys. Kidneys and something else. And I can't remember. Colon, maybe. Curry is also good for your colon too, by the way. Anyway, paprika has a really nice flavor to it. I use it on my eggs, on my salads sometimes, and that's Garage Kitty. And like, anything that you make that you could, like pastas especially, it's really great. Really good for you guys. So I always make sure I have a ton of this on hand. So with my spices, I make sure I have that. Okay, that's it, guys. I hope you learned a little something. Just remember, the whiter the product, like your flour or sugar or rice, the worse it is for you. And really, like, even stuff like this isn't that great because they have sugar in it and it's been processed. But for ease, if you don't have a dehydrator, that's the best option. Or you can get organic online as well. I try to do the best that I can with the budget that I have, and I will be cutting out those yummy little goodies back there that you see, and just sticking to my protein bars and the brownies that I make and cookies that I make with this and the black beans. So I'll make those and show you guys because I don't know, maybe you're interested in it, but I always feel like I have to have this stuff on hand or get a little bit nervous because I cook a lot and I make a lot of stuff out of all of this. So it's really important to have this on hand for me. And anyways, I hope you guys learned a little something, and show me and tell me, I should say, not show me because maybe some of you don't have a channel, but tell me what you have, what you stockpile. I'd like to know. Like, I want to hear what you guys get. Do you get a bunch of rice and beans? Do you get a bunch of beef? I see a lot of you buying a lot of beef. Think about this. Can you skip a beef entree maybe one less a week? That would be really good for you guys. If you can do that. Can you skip pork once a week? Can you skip chicken once a week? All those things. Can you have 2 vegetarian nights maybe? Because it's just better for you and it's cheaper. Think of those things, and you know, hopefully this will make a difference for you guys, and you'll see what I get when they're on sale. But all right, this is a long video. I'm sorry. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.